Hey, Claire.
Hey, how's it going?
I have something interesting to ask you.
Okay.
Okay, so I was talking to my husband this morning, who is an engineering professor, and he was telling me about a student working on 4D printing.
4D printing.
Yeah. Any
Mm.
ideas of what that possibly could be?
I thought the fourth dimension was time.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know how that would work.
Do you remember what you worked on as an undergrad when you were engineering?
I
The
worked
type
on
of materials?
SMAs. It has
Yeah.
something to do with SMAs, shape
So,
memory alloys.
yeah. And what are what do they do?
So you provide them an electrical current, so electrical energy, and it transforms into a kinetic energy. So you give it a current and then it moves, it changes shape.
So it changes over time.
So, wait,
So,
how are
okay.
you printing SMAs?
Yeah, so this is basically printing these smart materials. So it's using 3D printing, and then they also change over time. But it's also being used to describe more of origami, so things that can like fold and change. So it's not like
Oh,
3D printing this stiff like keychain, like classic STEM
mm,
challenge, but it's something that can morph and change, whether through electricity or just physically changing it. So that is what they're calling 4D printing. You have heard it here. Breaking news here on the STEM Space podcast.
yes. So there's actually a type of origami that I had a student that was really into, and I'm blanking on the name of it. We'll have to drop it in the show notes. But it's an origami that moves. So you build something like I don't know, like a monkey and it's holding symbols, and you can turn a paper crank and it claps the symbols together. So it's like mechanical origami, which sounds very similar to that. I could see a lot of STEM challenges being able to take advantage of that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. My husband thought it was a little gimmicky, but I feel like that's often all these trends kind of just want to sound really cool. They're kind of doing stuff that's already existed, like
Mhm.
origami, you know?
Yes. It
It's in
really
the
it's
fourth
not solving a
dimension.
problem. I mean, is there
Right.
a problem that we're solving with this? I don't know.
Probably not.
Art.
But anyway, so what I wanted to talk about today is we get a lot of questions from different educators that are new to STEM education, maybe are trying to start new lessons, or they've been a science teacher in the past and they're trying to integrate engineering. And we want to make them aware of all the different resources that we have on our website. We started this website, how long ago?
8 years ago.
Yeah, so I hope no one sees the original version. We have evolved in
Mhm.
our graphics ability. And I think it looks pretty nice now, and we have, like, spent all those 8 years just kind of, like, giving different information and tools and resources and updating it over time. So we just wanted to give, like, a little tour of the different resources that are available. And so starting from the top. And if you can't
Yes.
watch it, Claire is going to narrate and make sure.
That's right. Yes, so if you're listening to this on the podcast, thank you for listening, but we would love for you to have access to all of our resources. So that is why we are going to talk you through our website and eventually maybe you'll make it here. If you are watching this video, we would love for you to also listen to the podcast because we share a lot of information that might be difficult to find at first or you wouldn't even know to search it that is on our website. So we're going to try to cover kind of both directions with this video slash podcast.
That's right. Okay, so the way I like to navigate everything is at the top. So we have learn. So if you are a teacher that wants to learn more about STEM education, we have our blog and what you are listening to now, which is the podcast. And that's where you can also go for all our show notes and add a comment and connect with us. We have shop, which is all of our lessons, and it's broken down by individual lessons as well as these bigger STEM units. And if you need to go purchase through our website, you can. We also have a Teachers Pay Teachers store. And then plan. This is where I think the great stuff is. So
Mhm.
in plan, we have broken down how to plan a STEM lesson. And so if you click on STEM curriculum map, this is a new post that we did. It's been like 6 months now. It was pretty recent.
Sure.
where we broke down how to plan a STEM lesson. And first, what should I teach? That is a question we get a lot, right?
Yes, because there is just so much information out there and not a lot of direction. There isn't one go-to curriculum for STEM. And so a lot of teachers will reach out to us and say, I'm teaching this grade level. What do I even do? Where do I start?
Exactly. And so we've broken it down to engineering and real world STEM and habits of mind. And there's a lot of blog posts linked. Ooh, and there's also a quiz. So we've have these three stages of STEM. This is on our blog. You can search it on the website and you can quiz yourself on what stage your STEM lesson is. So feel free to take that and rate your STEM lesson. And then we have how do I organize a STEM class? So you might have all these things you want to teach, maybe engineering, design, teamwork, communication, but what's a sequence of a STEM class? And so we walk you through those three stages and how also you can pace it throughout the year. So we recently
Mhm.
added an elementary and middle school pacing guide, totally free. You can find it on our website in our free resource library, which we'll dive into in a second.
Yes, and I love how it gives so many examples. That's what a lot of teachers ask us. We'll explain the three stages of STEM. Oh, you need to work, a lot on teamwork and collaboration. Make sure you do that throughout the year. Then you need to build in some engineering design challenges. If you have older students, you can jump into that stage 3, the long-term competitions even. And they say, well, I don't even understand what that looks like. And we actually walk you through and give you exact lessons and where you can find the lesson plans for each of those stages and how you can distribute them throughout your school year. So you can also go to Teachers Pay Teachers. We have our scope and sequence pacing guides on there in addition to our website.
Yeah, and I'm opening it up right now because I want to show teachers what is in this pacing guide because we've gotten some questions on how do I use it and
Mm.
what do the different weeks mean. And so, for example, first grade, how would a teacher use this in their classroom?
So we have it broken down for the 36 weeks in your school year. And you can look at it and it has the week that you could be on and then which lesson you would teach during that week. Now, we don't know what your class looks like as far as how many class periods you teach in a week, how long your class periods are. So, this is meant to be just a general idea, and you just take it and implement it how it would fit best within what you're teaching and how you're teaching it. But you could go in there and see, okay, first grade, week 1, it says About Me Rocket. Then it has a link to the product that actually walks you through how to do that lesson and gives you all the resources to do it. And so you could say, "Oh, well, I teach first grade STEM every day for 2 hours." Well, then you're going to need more activities there because that's a ridiculously amazing amount of time that you get to
Yeah.
teach them. But maybe that fits perfectly into doing week 1. If you need more activities, you could go to the next week and be like, "Oh, I'll use that one too," and distribute it however it will fit. But this is meant to be more of uh, a guide to show you maybe a sequence of events, but not
Mhm. Like
necessarily
how it
when you need to do
flows.
them. Yes.
Yeah, and you'll see how it flows in different stages. In the earlier grades, we don't get as rigorous with the stage 3 challenges, and then as you move up to higher grades, it adds in more rigor, and you can, of course, add more science connections and math and so on. All right, let's jump back into the website. This is back on the curriculum map. We also have all of our resources kind of broken down by stage. So if you're looking at that pacing guide, that's one great way to see what we offer. But then you can also look at by stage. Here's all the teamwork challenges, all the quick build challenges, relationships, and so on.
Yes. And we could list all the stage 2,
It's a
and we
lot.
do. And it's broken down by type. So we have some earth science, life science. We have a lot of space. If you've been listening to us and you know that we're the STEM Space podcast, you probably realize that we have a lot of space related stuff and a lot of seasonal too. So if you are not a just STEM enrichment teacher and maybe you're just a regular classroom teacher but like to incorporate STEM, you probably have more flexibility for holidays. And we have a lot of those challenges that you can find here as well.
And then our stage 3 challenges, these are our longer term projects where you're adding in a research component. Maybe you're designing a colony on Mars or launching a weather balloon. And there's all of our guides there. Okay, so now I want to move into our instructional videos. If you have
Mm.
not checked these out, I highly recommend them. So, we created these during the COVID pandemic when everything went into distance learning, and there was a huge demand for at home STEM. So, teachers were sending supplies home or needing kids to build a design challenge with whatever they found at home. And that's where we created these videos originally. And now they're being used in classrooms. So they are about 10 to 15-minute instructional videos by us. Um, and we guide your students through designing a roller coaster, plants in space, superhero arm, a pirate ship. And it has career connections, the science connections, and all the different design constraints they would need for the engineering challenge.
So these are absolutely free. They're
Mhm.
really fun. They come with the lesson plan that you'll find in our free resource library, and they are ready to go. So even if you don't teach STEM and you happen to be listening to us because you're awesome, you may be like, oh, I just need a lesson plan or maybe something for when you have a sub. This would be a great thing to use because it is ready to go and you don't even have to teach it because we teach it for you.
That's right. Hit play, and your students are ready. Okay, and then we have the under the plan. This is Vivify Recommendations. So if you are looking for an app, a website, a competition, this is where I recommend you go. It has all of the different websites broken down by places that offer free STEM lessons. So we have this Concord Consortium, Curiosity Machine, Discovery, Engineering is Elementary, How to Smile. Like there's this entire list of websites that if you can't find what you need on our website, we are happy to point you out all these other resources. There's so much out there and it's hard to know what's like the good stuff. And so we've kind of gone through it all and continuously update this with resources. If you want to do coding websites, there's a whole list of free coding websites or just exploring STEM topics or careers in general. Apps. We love having students with tablets or on their phones download a STEM related app. We've broken these down from preschool all the way through high school. And then organization. So this includes competitions where you can buy STEM stuff like Pitsco or Steve Spangler Science, and then nonprofit organizations that we found like STEMfinity or STEM Scopes that have really awesome stuff and resources. And then if you have money, check out recommended STEM products, where we have just listed our favorites. These are mostly not affiliate links, they're just stuff that we like. So like,
Mhm.
Osmo coding or this like cool electro dough like to make circuits out of.
Makey
Mic
makey.
make oh, that's a
Mhm.
good one. Microscopes. What's one of your favorites on here, Claire?
Well, I'm pretty sure we have Sphero stuff on
Oh,
there
of
because we use
course.
those all the time.
Definitely. Lego stuff, all sorts. I don't know what the canoodle is, but someone put it
Canoodle,
on.
I put
Yeah,
it on
that
there.
was you.
It's awesome because it's a little game that I carry around in my purse because my kids love to play it. It's like a logic game that they play with these little pieces, kinda like Tetris, so they
Hmm,
have to figure out how to fit all the pieces together.
I
It's really
need to
cool.
check that
Mm,
out.
you do.
All right, and then at the very bottom, there is this click to learn about the 3 stages of STEM, which is a great starting point if you are new to STEM education. All right, and let me go back to the top. Okay, programs. We have Space Club. This will take you outside of the Vivify website into another amazing website. So it's stemspaceclub.com, and it's where you can join Space Club as well as compete in our colony competition. It links to our career chats. So I host a monthly chat with really cool STEM professionals. I just had a neurologist that told me what it was like to touch a brain because a kid wanted to know.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. If you are a STEM professional, you can click on volunteer and how you can be engaged. We will connect you with classrooms, judge your competition, talk to me about what you do to share with your students. And then finally, we have the free resource library. There,
Mhm.
it is password protected, but you just need to sign up for our newsletter and you will get the password. It's that easy. And in here, those instructional videos we mentioned have all the activity guides posted, so it's ready to go for you. And then in our blog posts, we often link freebies. So I know, Claire, you created this budget sheet for STEM challenges. We have worksheets for the engineering design process that can be adapted to any challenge. Any other favorites that you have in here?
We have a lot of stuff for holidays. We have flying turkey, Halloween paper circuits. We also have resources for like Hour of Code, free mazes for robots, thankful for STEM, activities for other space stuff. I really like that forensic science activity. You've done that,
Hmm.
which is really cool. Just a whole bunch of things that we just created for fun and just thought y'all needed it. So it's in the free resource library. Again, it's password protected, but just sign up for our newsletter, which you can also do through our website.
And I just added this balloon rocket one yesterday. It links to a video, but the freebie is an entire lab worksheet on how to do the balloon rocket challenge, but specifically talking about a drag and how do you teach drag.
Very cool. Ooh, the planet distance activity is in there too. That's one of my
Ooh,
favorites to do.
yeah.
It's where you can do a activity to show the relationship of the distances between the planets, and it's really cute to do, especially around Easter, because you can fit
Mm,
it
the
all the
Easter egg.
planets on a string and fit them inside of a yellow Easter egg, which represents the sun.
Ooh, that's cute.
Mhm.
And classroom posters. I forgot this was here.
Oh yeah, those are
So
good.
decorate your classroom with some cool engineering posters. And then we have this little infographic. Do you remember that? You said you
Yes.
use scientific method or engineering design process. That was a good
Mhm.
one that you created. All right. And so then I want to, last thing is the blog. So if you click on the blog, this is where we write about our thoughts and ideas and activities, all related to STEM. We've broken it into different categories. So one is like, I'm just getting started, give me the basics. Or I'm ready to launch a weather balloon. And that one is like a 5-part series where I walk you through like my entire journey of launching a weather balloon. We have engineering design, we have posts just on coding and robotics, several posts on family nights, and then Model Rockets is another series I did on the basics of how to do rocketry in your classroom. And it has a link to a Google Drive of all these tons of free resources.
Awesome. So I
So
know
that's
this
our
is a
website.
lot, but I feel like this is like when you go to a really awesome zoo and you ride the tram tour first, just so that you can make sure that you hit all the highlights. Hopefully, this was that helpful where you know where to go back and check out the things that you're really interested in.
And we often create content based on questions we get. So if there is a need for like, how do I create this? Or what is a challenge related to this topic? Let us know because we love to hear from educators and create content for you guys. So I hope that was helpful. And if you're here on the website, welcome, check it out, leave us a comment, connect with us. But for now, STEM Space out.